Brought to you by Pocari Sweat. Oh! Asoko ni anata o mimasen deshita. I didn't see you there. I've just returned from an exciting adventure. As soon as I got out of work on Friday, I boarded a high-speed bullet train, or Shinkansen, to head to Niihama, a small town on the island of Shikoku. My friend Jocelyn from the internet lives there and graciously invited me to spend the weekend with her and her family. But this wasn't just any weekend. It was Matsuri weekend. A Matsuri is a festival, and every October 16th through 18th, the Niihama Taiko Matsuri is held. Neighborhoods collect the funds and manpower to build enormous, gorgeous floats decorated with golden dragons and temples, massive silk tassels, and patterned fabric to represent each area. Inside each float is a taiko, a large Japanese drum. 2 men sit inside and constantly play the drum. 4 men sit on top, and 4 men balance on the outside to give instructions to the drummers and the dozens and dozens of remaining team members. Their job is to lift the thing using the 4 enormous poles on which the platform is built. There are nearly 50 teams from neighborhoods around Niihama, and the floats are paraded around the town to show off each area's manly spirit. Jocelyn's husband Kazuya is a member on Kine, which is one of the few teams that has any gaijin or foreign influence. Gaijin are far less common in Niihama than in Nagoya, so we were something of a novelty. People constantly asked us where we were from, and a group of middle school girls seemed transfixed by the color of my eyes. Nevertheless, I felt welcome, and even though I wasn't helping because I didn't have the insurance, I felt like I was part of the team. Now, the festival isn't all just parades and partying. There's a competition aspect as well. At scheduled times, teams from neighboring regions meet in front of the Iku Shrine, which, by the way, is celebrating its 1200th year this year. The teams all lift up their taiko-do, and the last team to set it back down is the winner. Kine is only a second-year team, having not previously had the funds to participate. On Thursday, they couldn't manage a single lift in front of the shrine. Expectations weren't super high coming into the competition. Maybe a few minutes of lift, make a good appearance, and call it a day. The competition began, and a fighting spirit seemed to overcome everyone. After a few minutes, I looked around and noticed that all but one other team were sitting on their taiko-do watching us. Kine simply refused to lose, and after a few more minutes, the other team dropped out. Kine, though, kept going, even though the announcer was yelling, "No, really, it's okay, you can stop, you've won." It was an exhilarating moment, and one that I'll likely never forget. Now, all this aggression and testosterone don't just go away once the lifting is done. Rivalry sometimes boils over into rage, and fights break out. The day before I arrived, one team that allegedly has Yakuza ties fitted long spikes on the front of their poles and attacked another team without first letting them prepare, doing significant damage to their very expensive taiko-do. The team's leaders were arrested, and each team was banned from the Matsuri for this year and next year. I did see a fight after Kine's victory. Neither team prepared enough to put their wheels on, so the battle wasn't as extreme as many, but it was still intense. The taiko-do rammed together, somehow not instantly crushing everyone, and team members climb aboard, trying to tie down the other float so it can't escape. It's something like a pirate ship battle, and it's a little terrifying to witness. Naturally, I got as close as possible. I was told tales of past fights that included chains and knives, and they told me about a man they personally know who lost 2 fingers in a Matsuri fight, because one team tried to cut the other team's poles with an axe, and the other team came with a chainsaw. Whether he lost his fingers to the axe or the chainsaw, we don't know. He doesn't like to talk about it. Nevertheless, during and after the fight, Kine was off celebrating on its own. and the air was charged with such positivity and spirit that all I could think was how glad I was that I brought white pants, that I badly wanted to come back, and that I desperately wanted to carry. Which is what I thought, until I got to carry. Some of the team had to leave, so it was all hands on deck to get the Taiko back to the team garage. I was standing around chatting with Jocelyn and her daughter Bug, and all of a sudden a very serious Japanese man was very seriously telling me that I needed to help carry it back. Insurance or no, I jumped at the once-in-a-lifetime chance. You might be surprised to hear this, but that shit is heavy. Like, holy shit. Now I know there are fewer team members to carry, and I know the burden falls more on you if you're taller than your teammates, which I am. But I don't care. That junk is impossible, and every carrier I saw this weekend is a superhuman. We moved it off the shrine grounds, and after a few celebratory lifts, we hoisted it up on the wheels, loaded the front with children, and cho-sa-ja'd our way back to the garage. I ate and drank with the team, no longer feeling like an interloper, while some of the members summoned the energy to keep partying. I only helped out for maybe 90 minutes, and that night I fell asleep like a rock. 3 days later, my shoulder still hurts. I still can't believe I got to take part in something as crazy and cool as this, and I can't thank Jocelyn, Kazuya, Bug, and everyone else I met this weekend for letting me take part. Now, if you don't mind, I need to replenish some electrolytes.